Hey Apple fans, get ready to be amazed. iOS 18.4 beta is here, and it's packed with surprises you won't want to miss. We're talking subtle design tweaks, quality of life improvements, and even some juicy rumors about upcoming hardware. This is the kind of update that might seem minor at first glance, but once you dive in, you'll see Apple's attention to detail shining through. So whether you're rocking the latest iPhone or just love staying up to date on all things Apple, stick around because we're about to break down everything new in iOS 18.4 beta. Oh, and did I mention we have an incredible AirTag story for you? Yeah, this one involves stolen motorcycles and a happy ending. You don't want to miss this. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on the latest tech insights. Let's get started. All right, let's kick things off with a small but noticeable change to the dynamic island. Now, I know some of you have been asking for more customization options, and while we're not quite there yet, Apple has made the island's indicator dots brighter, especially that green one for when your microphone is active. It's a subtle difference, but it makes a world of difference in terms of visibility, particularly under direct sunlight. You know, those moments when you're trying to discreetly see if an app is using your microphone. Well, now it's even easier to tell at a glance. This might seem like a minor tweak, and honestly it is, but it's these little refinements that really show how much Apple cares about the user experience. It's about sweating the small stuff so that the overall experience feels polished and intuitive. And you know me, I'm all about those subtle details. It's like they always say, the devil's in the details, and in this case, those details make the dynamic island even better. So kudos to Apple for listening to user feedback and making these small but meaningful improvements. Now let's move on to some other cool tweaks. Next up, we're heading over to Control Center, and there are a couple of interesting things to point out here. First off, focus modes now have these little arrows next to them. Now this isn't just a random design choice. Tapping on these arrows actually reveals more options for each focus mode, right there in the Control Center. It's a small change, but it adds a layer of quick customization that wasn't there before. No more diving into settings to fine-tune your focus modes. Just a quick tap and boom, you've got options, but that's not all. The volume and brightness sliders have gotten a bit of a visual upgrade as well. Instead of that abrupt color change when you adjust them, we now have a smooth, almost gradient-like transition. It's super subtle, but it adds a touch of elegance to the whole interaction. Again, small changes, but they contribute to that overall feeling of fluidity and responsiveness that Apple is known for. It's all about those little details, right? All right, let's talk about something that will make organization junkies rejoice. A new filter in the Photos app. Now, we all know how easy it is to let our photo libraries get a little out of control, right? Well, this new filter lets you view all the photos that aren't in any album. Think about it, no more scrolling through endless albums trying to find that one photo. This filter brings all your unorganized photos front and center, making it easier than ever to create new albums, add photos to existing ones, or just finally get rid of those duplicates you've been meaning to delete. It's like Apple looked into our cluttered camera rolls and said, "We got you." And honestly, this is a feature I didn't know I needed until I saw it. Now, this next one is just pure fun. Head over to Safari and play any video. See that little animation when you skip forward or backward? Yeah, it's different now. Instead of the usual double arrows, we now have this cool spinning animation that just feels more playful. Is it a groundbreaking change? Absolutely not. Is it a fun little detail that adds a bit of whimsy to the browsing experience? You bet. It's these little touches that make using Apple products so enjoyable. They don't always reinvent the wheel, but they find ways to make it spin a little smoother, a little more playfully. Okay, buckle up because it's time for a real-life AirTag story that proves once again why these little trackers are more than just gadgets. This one comes to us from Belgium, where a motocross workshop was recently targeted by thieves. They made off with several high-end bikes, leaving the owners devastated. But here's where AirTags come in. The owner had cleverly hidden AirTags on the bikes, a move that proved to be absolutely genius. Because guess what? The police were able to use the AirTags to track the stolen bikes, leading them straight to the thieves' hideout. That's right. The thieves were caught red-handed, and the bikes were recovered, all thanks to the power of AirTags. This story just goes to show that AirTags aren't just for finding lost keys or wallets. They can be invaluable tools for recovering stolen property and bringing criminals to justice. And this isn't the first time we've heard a story like this. AirTags have been used to recover everything from stolen cars to luggage, even helping people find their lost pets. They're like tiny little guardians, silently watching over our belongings. So if you're still on the fence about AirTags, this story should convince you. They're a small investment that can have a huge impact, and you never know. They might just save your valuables one day. All right, let's shift gears and talk about some exciting developments for iPhone photographers, specifically those rocking the iPhone 16 series. With iOS 18.4 beta, Apple is giving you even more control over your camera settings, but there's a catch. It only applies to apps that are specifically designed to take advantage of this new feature. So what's the big deal? Well, imagine having granular control over shutter speed, ISO, white balance, all those manual settings you find on professional cameras, right from within your favorite camera app. That's the potential here, son. Now, this feature is still in its early stages, and we're waiting for app developers to jump on board and really unlock its full potential. But just imagine the possibilities. We could see a whole new wave of professional-grade camera apps designed specifically for the iPhone. This is a game changer for mobile photography enthusiasts, and I can't wait to see how developers take advantage of this new level of control. Let's move on to some security enhancements, specifically in the Password app. You know how you have those two-factor authentication codes that constantly refresh? Well, now there's a new visual cue that shows you exactly how long you have until the code refreshes. It's a small but incredibly useful addition that eliminates the guesswork. No more frantically trying to enter the code before it expires. You can now see exactly how much time you have left, which, let's be honest, is a welcome improvement. Apple is all about making security seamless and user-friendly, and this small change is a testament to that commitment. Next up, let's talk about notifications. And no, this isn't about some groundbreaking new feature. This is about how Apple is constantly refining the way we manage the never-ending stream of notifications. With iOS 18.4 beta, you'll notice a new animation when interacting with notifications. It's subtle, but it makes the whole process of clearing notifications, marking them as read, or snoozing them feel even smoother. It's these little animations and transitions that make the user experience feel so polished. They might seem insignificant on their own, but together, they create a sense of cohesion and fluidity that's hard to describe but easy to appreciate. All right, it's time for some juicy rumors, and this one is a big one. The rumor mill has been churning, and word on the street is that we might see the new M4 MacBook Air announced this week. That's right. The already incredibly capable MacBook Air might be getting a significant performance boost with Apple's latest M4 chip. And if the rumors are true, we might even see some design changes, maybe thinner bezels, a slightly larger display, who knows? Apple loves to keep things under wraps, so we'll have to wait and see what they officially announce. But the possibility of a new M4 MacBook Air is definitely something to get excited about. Speaking of rumors, let's talk about the iPhone 17 lineup. Now, I know it's early, but some CAD renders have supposedly leaked, and if they're accurate, we're in for some dramatic design changes, especially for the Pro models. The renders show a more squared-off design, similar to the iPhone 5, with flat edges and a slightly thicker overall profile. The camera bump is also said to be even larger, housing some impressive new camera technology. Now, keep in mind that these are just rumors based on leaked renders, so take it all with a grain of salt. But if even half of it is true, the iPhone 17 lineup is shaping up to be a significant upgrade. And there you have it, folks, iOS 18.4. Beta is packed with small but significant improvements, from a brighter dynamic island to a new Photos filter that will satisfy your inner organizer. Plus, we've got exciting rumors about new MacBook Airs and the iPhone 17 lineup. It's clear that Apple is always working behind the scenes, fine-tuning the user experience and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. So make sure to update to the latest beta if you're feeling adventurous, and as always, stay tuned for more Apple news and updates. That's it for this week's Apple Weekly. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up.